e.l.f. Beauty is celebrating 20 years in business, and the publicly traded cosmetics and skincare brand even visited the New York Stock Exchange. I got the chance to discuss how the company is growing its business with e.l.f.'s CEO, Tarang Amin.
The state of business is great at e.l.f. We recently reported our 20th consecutive quarter of net sales growth. I think we're one of only 5 public consumer companies that has averaged at least 20% growth over that period. And I'd say, with that third quarter, we were up 85%. So business is extremely strong within e.l.f., including our ability to continue to build market share.
How are you able to stand out in that regard in this space?
Well, I think there's 3 key drivers of our results. Our first is our phenomenal value proposition. We make the best of beauty and make it accessible to every eye, lip, face, and skin concern. Second is our powerhouse innovation, our unique ability to take inspiration from our community and the best of prestige and introduce incredible products at incredible prices. And the third is our marketing engine. We know how to engage and entertain our community, and all 3 things are working together.
And I see that you've raised your sales guidance for 3 quarters in a row. And so how are you going to deliver on that continued growth?
Well, I feel we have great momentum as a business, and the team continues to execute our strategic imperatives extremely well. And so I'd say we continue to go after the white space we see. For as much success as we've had, even though we've doubled our market share over the last few years, we feel that we can double our share again. And we know that just based on our results at Target, our longest standing national retailer, where we're their #1 brand, accounting in the last 4 weeks for 23% of their entire category. So we feel we have a long way to go from a color cosmetics standpoint. We have great momentum in skincare, and we're also in the early days of international expansion. So we're continuing to pursue the white space that we see in front of us.
We saw the beauty industry really take off amid the economic reopen as we were trying to get out of COVID. But then certainly inflation really did take a toll on American consumers. And basic essentials, those prices were up. Everything was really up across the board. How have your prices changed? And should your shoppers expect more price changes this year?
Yeah, so we're known for our phenomenal value equation. So a number of our competitors, I think, recently took price increases. We decided not to. We feel like we offer a great value every day, and we're being rewarded in terms of the strong business that we see. Our average price point in color cosmetics is a little bit over $6, and that compares to over $9 for the legacy mass players and over $20 for prestige. So an incredible value. And yet we're still able to deliver really great margins. Our gross margin last quarter was about 70%, and our adjusted EBITDA margins were also north of 20%. So I think we have a great proposition, both in terms of delivering great value, but also very strong profitability.
And while e.l.f., your company, was at the stock exchange, I was able to get one of your viral glow lip oils. Do you see a tangible impact of TikTok, some of these viral trends on your business?
Well, we have strength across pretty much every social platform. We're a digitally native brand, and really the way we go to market is digitally. So we've seen really great results on TikTok, but we've also seen great results from our efforts on our own channel on Twitch. We have the #1 branded experience on Roblox. And so I think, it's a great time within beauty where you no longer have to go through necessarily celebrities or big influencers. Consumers discover on their own and are able to post. And, when we launched that lip oil, it was an item that our community requested from us. They'd say, prestige item at $40 and said, we really can't afford that. We'll study that item. We'll decide kind of what e.l.f. twist we're going to make. And we introduced our lip oil at $8. I think the next day there were probably 1,000 TikTok videos of people comparing it and saying they actually preferred it to the prestige item. And so that's, I think, a key part of our secret sauce is being able to engage consumers and let them discover just how great our products are at incredible prices.
Is there a way to quantify, Tarang, to that end, how your company is consuming the messages that it gets on social media, and thus how that plays into strategic business decisions.
We can definitely see the direct correlation when something goes viral to the sales that we have. The lip oils were very hard to keep in stock when we first introduced them, just given that virality and how that translates directly to sales.
I see that you've expanded your loyalty app offerings as well and conducted activations in Roblox, as you mentioned earlier, and Apple Vision Pro, the swanky new headset. How has that helped boost audience engagement?
Well, it's all about what does our community find engaging and entertaining, and we really live where our community lives. And we're also, as I mentioned, part of being a digitally native brand is constantly testing and learning. And so, a success in one area leads to another. So I mentioned our effort on Twitch with our own channel. That came off an insight that 70% of our consumers are gamers or watch other people play video games. So we had great success partnering with Lufu, the world's second most popular female gamer, and on female empowerment. We then took that a step further by creating a branded experience on Roblox, and we're seeing great reception. I mean, I think our branded experience is the #1 branded experience on Roblox with a 96% rating, over 7 million plays. And then you continue that. Apple Vision Pro, we have the only, I think, one of the first shopping apps within beauty on Apple Vision Pro. So it's our way of being able to sense what resonates with our community and continue to be able to continue to innovate.
e.l.f. had a Super Bowl commercial in the most expensive year ever for this ad space. How did you determine that an ad buy like that is something that paid off?
The insight we had really last year was, over 100 million people watched the Super Bowl. Most half of them are women, yet no one was really advertising to women. So by being able to partner with Judge Judy, the cast of Suits, really highlight our overall value proposition, we get a lot more eyeballs in terms of what e.l.f. is and what we can deliver.
Trey, my final question to you is about that international expansion that you mentioned earlier in this segment. Where does that take your company?
Yeah, well, right now, international is only 14% of our business. As I mentioned, that business grew 119% last quarter. It's primarily through the first two countries we entered, Canada and the UK, where we continue to increase our rank, continue to do well. But the great news for us is we know, based on our success in Canada and the UK, that our model resonates really around the world. We only a few months ago launched in Italy with Douglas in Italy, quickly becoming their #1 brand, not only in mass, but even across prestige. And the insight we have is a lot of our social feed is actually consumed outside the US. So there's already pent-up demand for e.l.f.
Thanks to Terega Min, CEO of e.l.f. Beauty, for that interview.